Warning, warning. Two geezers are reading the SCP over the intercom. Oh, make that free.
Hey guys, welcome back to Discovering SCP. It's me, Anthony. Welcome back.
And it's me, Darnell. And guess what? We've got a guest that everyone's been waiting for. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, get going. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here.
Wow, what's your name?
Well, some of you guys might have heard of me before.
Yeah, who are you?
My name is LAN, LAN, and I'm just so excited to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me on. I might cry actually.
Is this guy gonna keep talking?
Thank you guys for inviting me on.
So
it's so amazing.
In association with our sponsors, we've agreed to have LAN on for this episode. We're all really excited about this opportunity.
Aren't you guys excited? We get to go to the Wanderer's Library, everyone's favorite part of the SCP Wikiverse.
Well, about that.
Oh?
About that.
Ooh?
There may be a twist involved. I might, because this is an SCP podcast and because you guys are legally obliged to have me on the podcast.
Yes, you can't read the CEO.
I don't know if you've read the terms and conditions, Darnell, but we can't read Wanderer's Library Tales today.
Why?
We're reading SCPs.
But your whole thing was how much you want the Wanderer's Library to get big, and you said, "Can I link Wanderer's Library?" And I said, "Yes, you could do the Wanderer's Library."
No, I didn't.
Read the contract, did you? Now.
Are you serious? I did read the chat.
You didn't read the contract.
You didn't read the fine print.
I'm gonna kill one of you.
Well,
there will be two people at the end of this episode, so decide amongst yourselves who's gonna go.
I'm the real Tan Honey.
I mean,
you can tell because I wrote Blood Drive.
You do sound more British than Tan Honey.
Excuse me, what the fuck? I have a British accent. I don't know what this is fucking.
Not really. You're basically American.
I don't know why everybody says I sound American.
It's like because I don't have a Southern British accent. He doesn't realize.
No, that's not true because I hear other people.
He doesn't. It's because he's a fucking classist.
Yeah, have you heard you've heard Quaker's voice, right?
Like British. Twice ever. I don't remember it.
Oh, really?
I think
because he doesn't respect the North.
No, what it is, we have a British scale, and you're clearly the least British. You sound the most American. You spell things American with American English in your Adriel space.
That's embarrassing.
That's because
when I read Adriel space and I see like trash, I see like color with no U.
Yeah, and then he edits it later because his thing's set to British English.
No, it's the opposite because my thing's set to American English. No. And then it sets itself to that, and then I correct it later.
Why would it be set to American English though if you weren't so American? So
because Google.
No. It's because the SCP wiki. You have to write in clinical tone, and clinical tone is American.
Doesn't make any sense. What's more clinical than a depressed British person?
American is more clinical because they don't have souls.
I like to think Tan Honey watched American YouTubers, and he just got like the accent and the mannerisms and the spelling.
You know the thing. I think the thing Kinch was saying a few episodes back about how, if you're a child and you don't learn language until like the age of 7, then you can't learn language for your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking that Tan Honey only learned like American English by reading the SCP wiki.
That's what I'm
until
thinking.
Like age of 7, and then he couldn't learn British English afterwards.
Well, the thing was, when he was 7, the SCP wiki didn't exist
yet. Moving on.
I was so close to making it.
I hope you can't hear me eating Cheez-Its, by the way.
I can hear it
in the future, one child will be born on the SCP wiki.
It's actually that loud.
SCP Wikian.
I'm going to name them SCP for the brand deal.
Anyway, Liam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your experiences with the wiki, how you joined, got in, how you found yourself in our little humble community.
How are you?
Okay, Tan Honey. Okay.
Well, okay, Tan Honey. I asked the question. I smacked my fist into the wall.
I don't want to be like me, but
Tan Honey, do you not remember?
Isn't this supposed to be like a Cactus episode? Who's this guy?
Yeah, I'm DJ Cactus, guys. I'm DJ Cactus.
We've had DJ Cactus on too many times. He's not allowed to come on anymore.
You didn't read the fine print, Tan Honey. You have to be nice to me.
I understand.
It's in the contract.
Anyway, Lane, you have to tell us about yourself. How you got on the wiki. How you joined DSCP. Under your head.
When I was in high school, one of my friends was like obsessed with SCP Containment Breach,
Mhm.
and he'd always like quote it and be like, SCP-173 is escape containment. And I was like, shut up, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, no, you gotta understand. And he sent me a bunch of SCP YouTube videos. And then fast forward to today, and I'm on this podcast.
Well, I feel like there was a little bit in between that. How'd you
How'd
you get in that community? How'd you decide to start writing? What got you
That was
in?
the time skip.
This is the flashback now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the authors of the SCP Wiki telling stories.
So in 2019, I think, when the 5,000 contest was going on, and nothing, of importance really happened at the end of the 5,000 contest, and nobody would really be proud of,
Who cares?
the outcome. I was like reading SCP a lot, and then I kind of stopped reading it in like 2020. In 2021, I was reading White Guard interview on you, Tanhoney, and you said, "Oh yeah, come read and listen to my podcast covering SCP." And then I listened to it, and I listened to all like 70 episodes, in like a few weeks or whatever. I don't know how many there were at that time. And I joined the server, and I was like, "Hi guys, I like your podcast."
Aww.
And then I started writing for the Wanderers Library, because they had a contest called WonderCon, and so over time I just written a bunch for the Wanderers Library, and I'm actually a mod there now, which is pretty cool.
Wow. Moving on.
And
You already outranked me.
yeah. Well, don't come into my domain in the Wanderers Library. You may have power in the SCP Wiki, but
There was a time when I thought about writing for the Wanderers Library, but then I was like, eh.
You gonna let him get
bring
away with
that time back. Bring it back.
I think it's just like, I think what helps me
You'll
with
be
writing is
happier.
constraints, and I don't think there was enough constraints. Like, I didn't really know where to start. Something
You'll be
about
happier,
ways.
and your life will be better, and you'll probably you'll earn more money, and you'll be
People told me that would happen
more
when I entered
time.
college, when I got a job, when I moved out.
No, the Wanderers Library is different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are people on the Wanderers Library happy? Should I browse their Twitters and check?
Well, no one on Twitter's happy. I think you got to talk to some of the authors.
Yeah.
Or not on Twitter. Again, me.
To tweet, you have to actually prove your emotions beyond a certain level.
Yeah. And as soon as you become slightly happy, your Twitter account gets deleted.
That's true. Oh my goodness gracious! Wait, Tan, does that mean you're not happy?
What do you mean?
You have a Twitter.
I
You're very active.
No, his minions run
I'm
his
not
Twitter.
that active.
You run
you get
engaged.
somebody
Those
else to run your
tweets, if
Twitter,
you
then
are
you
things like new chapter of April's face.
No, they're like life or death for me, and it's like that sounds like the one at the breast person on their
I
last
wanted to know what
legs.
people would say, and they did pick that. So
Yeah,
I missed your multi-tweet kind of text RPG thing.
yeah, I did too. We wanted
Bring
to do
those
something like
back.
that for the channel at some point.
Yeah. You could do. Oh, I got a great idea. So you know how some, I don't know if you've ever done that, but I've seen some YouTube videos which are choice based.
well, I did have some
Choose your
plans.
own
Like,
adventure.
Yeah,
maybe we could do a quest in the Discord channel, and somehow we could then make that into a video, depending on how things turn out.
yeah, we could narrate
What if
it.
you had an intro with hey guys, it's discovering SCP, but it was a 1-minute video and it was just the premise. Then when you get to the end of the video, you have 2 unlinked videos which are on the screen.
Well, that's
And
we were
and
more
then
thinking.
you can choose which guests to have, or you could choose which articles to read or whatever.
And it's by
It was
view
sick.
count or whatever.
Choose your own adventure. Yeah.
Well, our idea was you could vote, and there'd be a series of choices, or you could pick your own, and whichever had the most votes we would incorporate into the story next.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys should do that. Whatever, literally whatever.
But yeah, but we're not here to talk about that. But we're here to talk about SCP.
Remember when we were gonna read articles or something? We should get on.
Yeah, that's true actually.
We're 10 minutes into this episode.
It's shaping up to be a good
I'll
one.
just
then.
rewind time. It's alright, guys. Just rewind.
I'm gonna just do my own thing.
The guy hasn't even seen the movie.
I don't know what was that.
Across the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna see it on Tuesday.
Oh, wait,
it's not
I've
my fault.
seen
I've been
Spider-Verse.
busy.
But who says that?
No, not Into the Spider-Verse. The new one, Across the Spider-Verse.
No, I've seen the new one. I don't remember.
It's Miles. It says I'm gonna do my own thing.
Oh yeah, because he goes like independent.
Let's begin. You've
Don't
sent me a
spoil.
couple
Don't
of,
spoil on our podcast what happens in the movie.
You've sent me a couple of articles here, so
Sure.
let's check them out one by one.
And almost edit out the spoilers.
This is we begin with SCP-6337 Dinner Party by Shuziet.
That is actually a very good pronunciation because I think it's a Russian word. Like you don't say any of the consonants.
I had to look in history to see this wasn't some bullshit like it was Tanhoney again doing a fake name.
No, I was tempted to send Tan or you guys just a list of Tanhoney articles and try and convince you that I had written them.
Well, there's one article he wrote. People vaguely mentioned to me that I kind of want to read something about like an incubus.
Oh yeah, Incubus. It's called Incubus. It's it's a good one. It's kind of like
It's all right.
It's kind of like 1984.
It doesn't inspire much confidence, Dan.
It is actually like 1984.
Anyway, we're here. All right, what's this SCP titled?
It's called Dinner Party.
And it looks like a congressman in the photo.
That's Site Director Kieran Backman.
He looks like a fucking senator that I would not vote for. He looks like he's so happy about what happened with Roe v. Wade.
Don't speak ill of the dead, okay? Read the first sentence of the description.
Backman blast! Well, item number SCP-6337, Object Class SAF-A. Special containment procedures. A tarp has been placed over the SCP for the convenience of others. What is it, Darnell?
Do you remember when we discussed how I gave out my whole throat reading Aetherial Space and that you would handle these?
Well, I thought you could say something.
You can guess. You can guess what it is.
SCP-6337 is the corpse of Site
Well, you're
Director
not.
Kieran.
No, you're not reading the description. We do.
That was his guess.
No, it wasn't.
That's really
I'm sorry. I already wrote that down.
That was so good.
We've done this 155 times. Surprised you forgot.
Dude, that Aetherial Space you wrote has fucking has thrown my brain for a loop, alright? You shouldn't have... unironically, you maybe shouldn't have had me read that because I can't focus on the podcast. All I can think about is that chapter.
Oh so gosh.
You wanted me to read it so bad.
That's actually so funny.
It's so good. Anyway, keep reading, Tan.
The SCP is the corpse of Site Director Kieran Buckner. Oh, you were right. Buchanan, sorry.
Fuck you.
It's currently in the Site 8 break room.
Why?
The SCP is a corpse because it doesn't move or speak. True. Over time, the SCP will leak fluids and produce foul odors. Sounds like me. Insects, I don't know why I said that. Insects will congregate around it and lay their eggs. Its skin will sag, its eyes will grow dim, and its face will become lined. As putrefaction sets in,
Putrefaction, you had it right the first time.
Oh, sorry. Its flesh will lose cohesion and slough off, leaving only its skeleton intact. Slough off. Sorry, you can slough off. The skeleton will then eventually erode and become a pile of dust.
The slough of a corpse.
Decomposition, yeah, so fucking lazy. Decomposition takes about 3 weeks, depending on the environment surrounding the body. Because the Site 8 break room is cold and dry, the SCP will be preserved for a long time before decomposition begins. Temperature analysis of the body shows that it is still warm. Despite the diversity of carrion insects at Site 8, no insects have been found on the SCP. To facilitate scientific understanding, Site 8 researchers have been given access to the break room cameras to observe the SCP. A forum will be held at the end of the day to discuss their findings. Something fucking is going on here.
If I fucking work at the Foundation, and I go through so much shit, and I go in the break room and like, sorry, no, we're containing a corpse in here. I'm like, can you move it? No, it has to be here. No,
that's actually a pretty decent thing. I just carry on my day. Like, oh, there's just a normal dead person.
I want to get my lunch.
No, but it means I can't. Yeah, I can't get my lunch out of the fridge. Are you shitting me?
Just get better.
It's like when you're at work and they're like, sorry, you have to. There's a boil water order. It's like, okay, I love this.
This is the face I would fucking make if I was told this information.
Why is Luffy so mean to Buggy?
I have no idea what that means. And now
so basically, Buggy sees Luffy as his biggest rifle, and Luffy barely remembers Buggy. Is all you need to know.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy.
Let's find out what's going on here.
You stole that from Twitter, too. I know the post you took it from.
Then there's a funny picture, and I would tell you, they took it from One Piece. Addendum 1, Discovery. The SCP was discovered after senior researcher Hoya entered the break room and inferred that it was a corpse.
Hoya sounds like what Link would say, like, Hoya! When he breaks a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah! Ha!
That was really good.
Thanks.
I'm giving you a quest right now, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, the quest is continue reading the fucking SCP.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You came on this podcast and thought we would read this straight? Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
12:76, 7:12 a.m. Senior researcher Hoya enters the break room. The SCP is seated at one of the tables. Its face is buried inside a chocolate cake. What are you doing? You can't sleep here. Hello? Senior researcher Hoya approaches the SCP and claps 23 times. Oh, it's a corpse. Senior researcher Hoya leaves.
Hoya!
Hoya! Don't know why I'm saying that like that.
Hoya!
Addendum 2, Observation. The SCP was observed by SCP staff. Who wants to be Agent Zwan? Zwan.
Yeah, it's not... Do you want to be Zwan?
Yeah, I'll be Zwan.
Right. Hoya! 2007, 12:16, 9:51 a.m. This is going to get very old very quickly. Senior researcher Hoya and Agent 1 enter the break room. They're each carrying a plate of food. The SCP is seated at one of the tables. Its face is inside a chocolate cake.
The lights. If you point a camera at them, you can see lines crawling down the room.
Uh-huh.
Haven't you seen that before?
Hoya O takes a seat at an empty table. Agent 1 pulls a chair opposite to her, but accidentally snags the top off the SCP.
Oh, sorry.
Agent 1 smiles politely at the SCP, then sits down.
So, I'm wondering if the same thing happens when you look at the ceiling fans, right? Does that mean fluorescent lights blink really, really fast all the time?
TV screens also do the same thing.
Because they're in a set frame rate, right? But why do lights need to do that?
I don't know, it saves money, I think. The SCP slowly lifts its head.
Ugh.
Sorry, I didn't know where it got across.
Wow, you stole my position as 6337.
Oh, were you 637? You
Yeah, you didn't hear me ugh. I
You
went
can do
ugh.
it.
I
think your UG was probably going to be better. Do it, Dano.
Ugh.
Okay. How much money would that actually save over a long period of time?
It adds up probably. It's probably cheaper to make them do that, so it saves them more money than it costs.
Weird.
Yeah. 5 minutes later, I found a pregnant cat under a train.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, an Agent 1.
I'm more put off by these fucking dialogue conversations than the SCP corpse in the room. It's like, what are they? What the fuck?
I found a pregnant cat under a train. What are you talking about?
That's like fucked up.
Oh, nice.
And then I turned the train on.
Choo choo. That's the trolley problem. Get it?
It's the tank engine.
It's the tank engine.
Did you ever see that episode of Thomas the Tank Engine where they fucking like seal him into a tomb?
Yeah, I do remember. They put him like
Fucked
bricks
up.
over his
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
He's like,
That should be its own SCP, to be honest.
Then the three findings at noon. I like how we said that, and I immediately had an even more unhinged conversation. At noon, Site A researchers convened to discuss their findings. After a brief meeting, several action plans were presented. Author, Senior Researcher Hoya, subjects the SCP to the water cycle by putting it in a river. Denied due to environmental concerns. Containment Officer Camellia, bury the SCP with its liquor collection to honour its interest in life. Denied due to promotion of immoral behavior.
Literally me. That's
So
totally
is the joke like it's so bureaucratic they don't know what to do with the body?
I don't think this is a comedy article.
Then what? Then why is it like being kept in the break room?
I guess we'll find out.
Author, Ethics Committee Official Petrie. Proposal, cast the SCP in cement to commemorate its existence. Result approved.
Ew.
Addendum results. Local blacksmiths were invited to the Site 8 break room. They placed the SCP inside a plaster cast and poured wax on it to create a mould. However, midway through this process, the SCP woke up. This is a log of the interaction. 2007, 12:26, 12:39 p.m. Blacksmith Herbert pours wax on top of the SCP. It wakes up and starts yelling.
What the?
Wax fills the SCP's mouth. It stops moving after a while. The resulting mold was used to create a concrete statue of the SCP. It was placed in the Site-8 breakroom to commemorate the SCP's existence. Staff are encouraged to visit the statue while they are on break and reflect on their life.
Oh, there's a cute little author's note at the bottom.
Yeah, do you want to read it?
Yeah.
I know, that's cute. It's kind of disturbing.
Hi. I just thought.
No, please read it.
I opened it and I saw an
read
I would like to clarify my thoughts. I opened it, I saw an emoji at the end, and I immediately thought, "Oh, that's cute."
No, Tan, you spoiled it.
I'm sorry.
Hi everyone. This is my first story. This story is based on an experience I had while at a bar with a coworker. He passed out on the floor and we had to carry him to the cab. However, while I was carrying him, I thought that if I wanted to, I could dig a hole and bury him alive. Oh my god. A drunk is no different from a corpse, you know? Of course, I dismissed the idea, but it stayed with me.
Allegedly dismissed the idea.
After writing the story, I feel liberated. Now I can have a drink with him again without having these dubious thoughts in my head. Thank you for reading. Can this be a new common practice? We should have more author notes in the article instead of the discussion.
This person, Sujet, is the only person I've seen to have an author's note in the actual article.
Also, their first posting with the comment said, "This is going to be an SCP article." That's amazing.
True. I also did see that as well.
This is hold on. This is already my new favorite author. What the fuck?
Wait, where is?
If you go to history and you look on their first thing, their comment when they posted it is, "This is going to be an SCP article."
Oh my god,
it's so
that's
good.
some new lore. That's some new lore.
Honestly, based. So this one, I guess it feels like a comedy article. Like he got drunk or something, or he fell asleep, and then they just assumed he was dead, and then put him in concrete.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of an article which is like,
this happened to me once.
The SCP is not the thing that's wrong is not actually the SCP.
It's the people reacting to him. I understand.
Yeah, it's the world and the SCP Foundation. Something's weird is happening.
I understand that, but then the thing that twists me is canonically, why did they write it as an article in universe?
Oh, I don't think I mean this is one of my favorite articles, and I don't really think it even is meant to have like a, in reality this is happening. I think you're just meant to take it at face value, kind of like a poem, I guess. Just like feel the article rather than trying to.
So I guess it's a bit of a format screw, but they say it's safe and they give it containment procedures.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get what it was going for. I think it does have an interesting vibe. It's even weirder. They call it dinner party. I guess because they're having a meal and he's like passed out.
I think it's also like, depending on the context, it can hit differently. Because I read this like just alone, and I thought I was like, oh, new author, cold post, and I read this entire thing, and I read the author's note, and I'm just like sitting there thinking, what the fuck did I just read?
Is that author's note like their real experience, or is it just like part of the article, you think?
No, I'm sure that actually happens.
It's pretty interesting.
Honestly,
this author has personality. I know it's creepy, but like I'm being dead serious. I like this author's vibe. I would love to have them on.
They have more articles as well. But,
Fuck yeah.
And I think they're still active, so you could get them on.
I have a question, which is, Lan, you're the guest. Why aren't we reading your articles?
I actually experience the one in the author's note, but I took a different
We should be reading your articles, Lan.
That is a good question, and
are you like too embarrassed by your articles? What's going on?
Two answers. One is I thought, because I'm coming on the podcast, I finally get to read the ones which I wanted you guys to read. So you guys have to read them.
This is the problem with having fans on the podcast. They try to sneak their fucking suggestions in here.
Well, secondly, is like the stuff I write is one, really long, and two, like kind of not that. I don't know. It's like really philosophical. I don't think it would be good to read like as a group. The next article is actually one of mine. Okay. But it's on the SCP wiki. The stuff I write on the Wanderer's Library is like long and like deep. So I was it's probably not going to be that fun.
This article, I give a 13 out of 10. No notes. This is a perfect article.
Nice.
What are your thoughts, Tim?
Nice. Well, I think it was very good as well. It's a common sort of archetype of SCP article, I guess you'd say, where it's like the weird thing, no one reacts to it right, and that's where the real win.
All right, what's next?
The SCP author.
What's next on the docket?
The next one we have is from LAN 2D. It's a tale called Hobbies.
Hobbies.
I'll give you.
Is that like the
I'll
cute
give
way
you
you
some
say
context.
hobbits from Lord of the Rings? Guy who doesn't know what hobbies are.
No, it's just meant to be about like hobbies.
I know. I was never mind.
Also,
this is it's set in the Nightfall canon, which is a canon set in like it's kind of a Bloodborne-esque, like 18th, 19th century London kind of thing, but it's nighttime all the time, and there's a lot of like fantastical elements.
I like the
stuff.
black and red. I like the colors.
Yeah, same.
Pretty cool. CSS. All right. Do you want to read this, Tan?
Absolutely. Hobbies. I like to divide things into pieces. I would recommend it too. Makes tasks easier. I love my tasks. Have you ever heard that? Maybe. Probably not. I'll lay it out for you. Think of yourself doing a triple jump. Maybe difficult in the condition you're in, but I'm sure you can handle it. Active imagination and all that. A triple jump, as the name suggests, is made of 3 tiny jumps, each getting bigger, yeah? Wahoo, like Mario. Each one builds and builds your momentum until you're flying through the air past the carriages and bobbies. You'd think you're a bird of the night if they ever caught a glimpse.
What's a bobby?
That's a police officer.
Oh, so it's not the same as a booby. 2 different things.
Absolutely not.
No.
Please show respect towards the
Yeah.
So a bobby is a. Do you want me to show respect to cops and British cops at that? Tanoni, get out of here. Why are they called bobbies? Is it because like the average name of a British cop is Bobby?
Maybe.
Should it be should it be capitalized then, like bobbies?
No, I think of yourself doing a long jump, Darnell.
It says, in London, the policemen were so identified with the politician Robert Peel in the mid-19th century, who created that like contemporary police force at the time, that they were referred to as peelers or bobbies, because he was called Robert Peel.
Okay.
I'll fucking peel them. Think of yourself doing a long jump, Darnell. Think of yourself sprinting along roof tiles, speeding up.
That's me in Aetherial Space Universe.
You can barely see, only hearing your heartbeat in time with the clack of your boots. Yeah, it ain't an Olympic track, but trust me, it does the trick. Nothing like a little skirt to get the heels.
Oh, does that have to do with Spring Heel Jack? Yeah! I moused over it. I know.
I had the translator's note there.
I know about some goddamn English folklore. It's not really folklore. Didn't it happen? But they don't know who Spring Heel Jack was.
I think you can use that with Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same. He was like a guy that jumped out of people.
I think it is actually folklore.
Yeah. Anyway,
Then
where's the
you
footnote?
reach
I don't see a footnote.
The edge. There's no footnote. I just realized it was like a link to like Spring Heel Jack, the translator's note.
Oh.
Then you reach it. The edge. You slip and fall and break your neck. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Wow, that was mean.
You reach it, the edge, and you leap like a frog with wings. The rain and the wind hate you for it, so do the roof tiles, but you can forget about them. And you land. You're on the other side, triumphant. You definitely get a gold medal for that performance. See what I mean? Fine. I'll spell out another way. Think of a building. How about the pub opposite your place? Yeah, the place where we first met. How long since then? Couple hours? Right. You know, I've walked above that pub once. It's inviting. The lights flicker and jive to an imaginary rhythm, casting shadows that dance on the street outside.
Oh, look, he's channeling.
I don't have a shadow.
He's channeling the old British accent. See, now he's actually sounding British.
I revealed my true form.
Yeah. See, he's been Americanized.
It actually fits.
Yeah.
Casting shadows that dance on the streets outside. I don't have a shadow myself. Mum said I was born that way. Makes the work easier. Oh yeah, I was saying. The pub is made of bricks and wood, each piece holding up the next. If you remove one, then the whole place falls down. To make a pub, you can't build the roof first, you got to start small. When I was little, I thought he built them all in one go. I'd never seen a building site. Get it yet? No? I'll give a personal example. A laugh is usually the first step. When you're travelling alone, tight-roping between lamppost lights with the moon on your back, first step is usually your laugh. They're easiest to hear. They say it's contagious, you know. People have been saying that for as long as I remember. It's funny, I've always thought of it like a disease. Contorts people's faces and to make a sound akin to retching. Spreads when you're nearby someone else.
I've never heard Tan this British. It's crazy.
I've seen people... Final form. I've seen people laugh so hard they died. Me, when I look at the Discovered SCP comment section.
Of course. People love our sense of humor. They love the anime references.
Well, they're here 155 episodes in, so they better
They
fucking
adore
like it.
us. No, please God.
Never believed the phrase, though. If it's true, then I'd be immune. Fat chance of that. Next step is a... Nah, I got an idea. I want to try something. You laugh. I want to see if it can spread after all. Come on, we haven't got all night. Don't feel like laughing? I'll go. Don't make that face. Next step. A smile, a simple smile. None of that fancy laughter. Just a smirk, maybe a grin if I'm feeling like it. I read somewhere that ambush predators bare their teeth before they strike. Think about that sometimes. Then I climb down like a spider, silently abseiling its silk thread. I cartwheel off the rooftop, I dance down drain pipes and somersault past windowsills. As if I was an acrobat and the roofs of Desmond were my circus. I'm smiling all the way down.
Can I make a theory real quick?
Yeah.
I think this is either a vampire, and this is how he does his vampire hypnotism, or this is going to be like...
You're saying this is like some kind of book kept by a vampire?
A diary, perhaps? No. I think it's a vampire, and this talking is like how he does his hypnotism. Or it's like, this is like Jack the Ripper or some shit, like keeping someone distracted while he leads them down an alley. He's like, come on.
Both good theories. I guess we'll see.
I think my theory is that he's got like someone in a chair and he's telling them a shit.
Someone's
like,
what?
tied up. He's got someone like tied to a chair and he's like giving his little monologue. Third step. Step 3. Paying attention. Good. As I land, my boots splay out on the cobbles. I walk like a freak, a fraud. My steel-tipped heels are obedient. I become silent at will. At this point, they're still laughing. I like to say something short, get their attention. Allows me to express my creativity, you know? I know the one I came up with for you wasn't the best. What can I say? I'm a hyena. I like to make jokes. I've always thought I was a creative type. Not Shakespeare. I'm like a Tennyson. You know the Kraken? Never mind.
Tennyson? Like Ben Tennyson?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Anyway, they're all confused. Some think they recognise me. They don't, but they might have heard my name here and there in whispers. Or in the morning news days later when they found my leftovers.
I just want to say, by the way, I really like... It's not... I don't know if you call it prose, but I really like this sort of like prolonged stream of consciousness dialogue to the reader type thing. I really like the way you write, Lan. It's keeping me invested. It's keeping my attention.
The drunk ones think we're friends. Makes it worse. Under the moon, those tight alleyways, all I hear is a muffled scream. Insects are swarming under gaslights. They're the only ones who see it happen, but they can't talk. You know, together, those first two always sound so nice. A laugh, how wonderful. A smile, beautiful. I love seeing your decaying teeth.
Oh no.
But when you add the third step, everyone panics. In my opinion, it adds flavour. Can't make a square meal without the 3 essentials. Then again, whoever asked for my opinion. A laugh, a smile, a muffled scream. It has a nice ring to it. Speaking of, the church bell just rang. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I thought it'd be earlier. You haven't been here long. Next step, last step. Do I even have to explain this one? You're here, you already know. What am I saying? You can't even speak. Struggle if you agree. I'm glad we could come to an understanding. Last step. What, you thought it'd all be free? Bring them home. Yeah, you're not the first. I bring them home and make them dinner. I read to them, I talk to them. I care for them when no one else would. Then, after a while, I become bored of them. There's only so much you can say before you say it again. A new face makes the words change slightly, you know what I mean? What happens to the old one? Well, I like to divide them into pieces. Makes it easier.
I fucking called this earlier with that first line. I was like, I was going to be like cutting someone up, but I didn't say it. Now I regret not saying it.
He's lying.
Well, you know, it makes tasks easier.
It does.
I like to divide them into pieces. Makes it easier to, you know. I don't like to say it out loud. People get the wrong idea. I don't often give advice. I'm a listener. Most of what I say comes from others. Sometimes I put my ear to a hollow wall and listen for days. I'm not really careful. You thought I was a rat. Want to know what I heard? Sorry, I couldn't tell you if I tried. I sometimes hear things people aren't meant to hear. I can hear the night before a heavy rain. I can hear the air turn cold. I can hear a smile. I can hear that smile turn to a frown. I can smell the worry in their eyes. My favourites are the one with grey eyes.
Do people actually have grey eyes? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can pretend their grey reflects the grey of the city, the sky, the cobbled streets and stone cathedrals. I can pretend so well it becomes real. And one day all my hard work might pay off. You don't have any idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Take my 12 out of 10 land. That was fun. That was a nice little bit of prose and world building for this little canon. I liked it.
It's meant to be like Spring Hill Jack, basically.
That's kind of the impression I got. There's not really much, I think, here for me to interject or criticize. It's just a really fun bit of like prose or ride. I very much felt a vibe with this one. This was all atmosphere, and I enjoyed it.
It's like for this one, I basically knew if I could nail the voice of the narrator, then I could just like nail the piece. So,
yeah, and you did both. I think you should be proud of yourself.
I
Look
am.
at you, little up and comer. You're gonna fucking overthrow Tanoni in 2 years' time.
Excuse me?
Well,
it's a good thing you came here. I can deal with you now.
Like, Tanoni's
on the
been
contract
falling
it
off.
says you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
Tanoni's been falling off on SCP. Land's up and coming. The waitress spills her platter. She'll never make it in time.
You know, I'm glad that actually this is the only one of mine, and this is the shortest thing I've written. So, like everything else I've written is probably 2 or 3 times as long as this.
I might have to read your stuff on my own timeline. It's pretty good.
You might have to.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound more derogatory than I intend, because it's not like I don't think that because someone is younger they can't write well by any means, but I think a lot of writing, you know, I expect to be better the older the person is because they've had more experience failing and doing it. But for someone your age to write like at this level, I'm extremely impressed. And I know there's other people on the wiki like that as well, I'm sure, but I just want you to know that like I can't believe it's taken us this long to read something of yours, and I'm definitely gonna want to check out your work later. It's really good.
Thanks. That's a big compliment.
I mean, it's coming from a doofus, but take this doofus's word for it. You've got something here, and I think if you continue to hone your skills, if writing's where you would want to go as like a career, whether it's just a hobby or whether it's something you want to like do with your life, I think you have a ton of potential to just keep growing. Just don't like let how good you are now keep you from growing anymore. But like, I'm really impressed. Like, seriously.
I'll work on it.
Hell yeah.
I am working on it.
Hell yeah, that's my boy.
Some people have hobbies, you know?
Yeah.
Some people have hobbies.
Some people have hobbies.
This guy's got his hobby. So this guy has his hobby. I have my hobby.
I think
but,
the funniest thing is Tan very much wanted to insist to me that no, I'm British. You just think only this accent is British, you fuck. And then he clearly turned on the
and
British
then
accent.
He pulls out the best British accent.
Yeah, and then it's like, see, I told you it's not about a fucking classist thing. You just don't sound British normally.
You know, when I sent this to Tan, I was thinking, oh, who's gonna actually read it when I get on the episode? I was thinking, Darnell, you do like really. You portray like mania and manic emotion really well, and I was like, oh, there's kind of a bit of mania in this one. It'd be cool if you read it. But also, like, I was thinking, you know, Tan can do the British accent, and then he pulls out something that's better.
It was really good. I think this is an example of an article I think Tan read better than I could have. I really like the way he did it. That sort of like slide, like it was. He read it like a guy who was fucked up in the head, but clearly having fun with it. Like rather than panicked and manic, he was just like he was enjoying. It's his hobby. He has hobbies.
Yeah, it's his hobby.
It's like how you talk to a guy at the pub who's talking about his hobbies, his special interests.
This guy, that's like he's been to a pub.
You think we don't have fucking pubs in America? You think we don't have Irish and British people?
You have the shadows of pubs.
Tin, you know what? We're not going to talk about your experiences drinking versus mine, okay? Because we know which one of us can handle a pub.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, we have pubs.
Well,
you have the shadow of strength.
Time for like one more here.
Wait. Okay? Open the next one I sent you. Do we have time for this one?
I don't know if we have time for that one you sent me, but I think the one after that we should be able to do.
Oh, can we like read this one and read it quick? Because this one's like one I really wanted to read.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you like, I'll tease you a bit. It's by Hippo, so
You motherfucker.
it's gonna be good. Yeah, I
You
know.
motherfucker. We don't have time! I have plans! I've got fucking plans, Lan! I've got things! How dare you say that to my
It's up
face?
to you. It's up to you. It's only like, actually, it'll probably take a lot longer.
Motherfucker.
It's a longer arc, I'm going to be honest on it.
Alright, let's do the one after that. God damn you though, now I
Okay.
want to read it. We'll say maybe
We'll
you
read
know
it
what?
next
Tell you what.
episode.
Yeah, we'll do it next episode. Set it aside, Tan.
Well,
Because you
For
know
real. Oh,
I think
sick.
the hardest thing in this thing is I sometimes forget that Tanhoney is like the one who is more famous and has wiki presence,
one
right?
who's in
So like
charge.
sometimes we'll have someone on like Hippo or Kinch, and I like absolutely adore them, and I'm so excited to meet them, and then they like just mostly like talk to Tanhoney, and then I'm like fuck, like, but I still love their work so much.
Han's like the supreme, and everybody, all the guests are like trying to get.
Yeah, they're all
trying to
trying to be
get
contenders,
his
and I'm
clout.
over here like Dragon. Like, what about me?
Don't
That's
have a
what
man.
happens to me is me.
yeah, you're Avaman.
I'm Avaman.
Like,
Well, hold on, I'm not Avaman. I do not worship Tan. I'm more like fucking Paradise Karen. Like, clumsy? Clumsy?
Wait, so who are the special officers? The guests?
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
guess. The special officers that want to be contenders.
Oh yeah.
By the way-
SCP 1871 Vorpal Sword. By the
Oh,
Bible.
this I love this one.
Is this about, like, Star Wars?
What?
Vorpal Sword. Isn't
No,
Vorpal Sword a
it's not
fucking
about-
D&D item, actually?
This guy.
It's from Alice in Wonderland.
It's also
Original.
by a guy named Ryujail. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Lan, if you love it so much, why don't you tell us about it?
Who,
Wait,
me?
did you just say my name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
Yeah,
on,
sure.
Lan,
Yeah,
why don't you give us a
I got
cheeky
this.
read?
I've got this memorized, by the way. Let me just go into my mind palace.
Oh my god, Dragon?
SCP.
He's in his archive? What's-
SCP-1871, Vorpal Sword. Item number, SCP-1871. Object class, Sappy.
Oh, look, we
Special
don't even need you
containment
anymore,
procedures.
Dan. I have a British person right here that can do all your bits.
1871 is stored in Hoya.
Yeah?
Stored in an upright storage container
Okay.
at storage site 08. Request for testing are to be
Oppression
redirected to.
Tan, I
To
feel like
adopt a
sometimes I
Lutwig.
need to give you a hug. Are you okay, Tan?
I'm crying.
I mean, Land doesn't mess up nearly as many words, so maybe, you know,
Oh.
I'm just saying.
This guy.
Well, it's
told me he
because-
wouldn't make fun of me for it. He
because,
laughed
like-
at it, and now he's bringing it
I'm
up.
not making fun of you for it! I'm sorry, okay?
No, wait, but Tan, you know, I was actually impressed because I wrote hobbies in full British English, and Tan didn't mess it up. So
Yeah. So maybe we've just been
Maybe
reading
you
outside
are
your
real
native
reading.
tongue.
Maybe you
Trying
are
to,
real
just
British
because
after
of
all.
all the other
You know, like when like somebody who's lived in another country is like they have to translate everything in their language in their head first and then speak like
Yeah.
English. It's like that. He's like, I have to translate everything in British first and then
It's like
then
those bad
American.
writing where he's like the guy's in Spanish. He's like, sorry, I had to switch back.
So like what he's been doing this whole time has been impressive, but we've been laughing at him. We don't know his pain of
No.
translating from British English to American
Why didn't
English.
you tell us? He probably couldn't describe it in British English to me.
Oh, he's like, it's like when you go down to the pub and you have a jellied eel, but it's all grains.
What the fuck is a jellied eel?
It's what they have in Liverpool. I looked it up. It's what they love.
Okay,
they love
I-
it down in Liverpool.
Okay, jellied. I'm not gonna look it up.
No, look it up. Look
I gotta
up
read
jellied
it.
eel.
Oh,
It's like a
fine.
delicacy.
Jellied eel. That sounds like an SCP. Jellied eels are traditional English. I'm glad that I already ate because this is disgusting.
Yeah, I always make fun of
It
it
is-
like it's something
what the
British
fuck?
people still eat. It's
That's
like one
like-
of your cuisines.
That's like a stinger line on the Wikipedia blurb.
Any
Blah 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 blah. It is usually served cold. That like makes it the whole thing work.
That's why.
anytime people in England are like, "Wow, I had a good meal," I'm like, "Oh, was it jellied eel?" Because like I love making fun of how bad British cooking is. It's always like cold and depressing.
What the fuck?
It's like beans on
No, okay.
toast. It's like you guys are so
You'll-
sad.
Whoever's listening
Right.
to this and eating at the same time, do not look up jellied eel. Genuinely, it might be the most disgusting thing I've ever
It's a
seen.
British delicacy. They love it over there.
Okay, whatever.
It's all people be
Vorpal sword.
eating in Liverpool.
Description: SCP-1871 is a steel longsword with a cruciform hilt measuring 144 centimeters in length.
What's a cruciform
blade.
hilt? Is that when it's like a cross?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like it's a cross guard. I think.
Nice.
With a blade 115 centimeters in length. The hilt is bound with strips of leather. The cross guard of the sword is engraved, apparently by hand. One side is engraved with the words, "He left it dead and with its head," while the other is engraved with the words, "He went galumphing back." Both engravings are quotations from Lewis Carroll's nonsense poem Jabberwocky. The blade of SCP-1871 is worn and shows evidence of some use in combat. Traces of purple aether can be found in scratches on the blade and crossguard.
Serena? I always forget it. Serena, violet, and purple. One of them's violet, the other's purple.
Wait, Serena could actually create this sword.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I wonder if that was
You know what? If you think about it, Serena and Bruno's powers combining kind of is a Vorpal sword.
I don't think it is.
Could be.
I don't think that's what a Vorpal sword is.
Also, Tanhoney, I'm pretty sure Vorpal sword's in D&D. I swear I know it from somewhere else.
Yeah, it
Tanhoney's
probably is
muted.
because it's in the public domain.
I think he's been fucked off again.
Sorry, I'm
okay. Well,
Tanhoney, what are your
but
thoughts
it
about
is a
Serena
D&D
and
item
Bruno?
where it was stolen from Alice in Wonderland unjustly.
Hack writer Tanhoney reveals Aetheral Space is a fraud.
Hold on, I've never used the word double, so what's going on here?
I thought you just were jokingly saying you copied it.
No, I'm saying D&D copied it from poor Alice.
Well, he said purple aether
Wizards
instead
of
of...
the
You might have missed it
thing.
because you were muted, but he said traces of purple aether instead of residue, and then we were talking about how Serena's like a copy of this, because it's what she does. Is she the one with purple or violet aether?
Violet.
they're the same color.
I mean, not really. It's technically different.
Violet is a subset of purple.
Yeah. Well,
The colours
Heartbeat's a
are different
subset
in
of
equal
shotgun.
space.
SCP-1871 possesses several anomalous physical properties. If placed on a flat surface, the SCP will orient itself so that it stands on its pommel with the sword point facing directly upwards, although the sword is not weighted.
That's fucking tight.
That's sick. You can just put it anywhere in your room.
That's just instantly a cool cosmetic invention. It's like those fucking stabilizers in Tears of the Kingdom that wobble up when you hit them.
Yeah. I haven't got that far yet, but
Yeah, I need to get back into it.
Me too. It's been a week since I've played. I miss it dearly.
additionally, SCP-1871 will occasionally begin to behave as if it was submerged in a highly viscous liquid when it is not, and will maintain this anomalous state for several hours at a time before reverting to normal. Only the SCP is affected by these anomalous properties. When held by a human being, the SCP will induce a variety of anomalous sensory effects. In total, 70% of the subjects have experienced changes to their sense of equilibrioception, causing their sense of balance to shift so that they perceive gravity as acting parallel to the blade of the sword.
That's fucking cool. Which is why it's always going up, right?
Yeah. With the direction of gravity being in the direction which the pommel of the sword is pointing towards.
So if you like hold it in your hand and do it sideways, gravity's sideways now.
So it means that you can like run on the wall because you can like
For ornament.
when you're holding it, the pommel, the downward
direction the pommel is where the gravity pushes down.
Yeah, so you can like jump on the wall with it in your hand and stuff.
That's fucking sick, dude. Tan, this should be an Aether armament.
Yeah, steal it. Then you'd have to make Aetherial Space CC.
Well, you can just not call it the Vorpal Blade. You can just call it like fucking Samael's Revenge.
Gravity Sword.
Gravity Sword. There you go.
For this reason, SCP-1871 is highly impractical for use as a weapon, and likely to result in injury to those who attempt to use it in such fashion. This effect ceases immediately upon SCP-1871 being removed from contact with the subject's skin. 20% of all subjects will not experience changes to their sense of balance, but will instead experience hallucinatory, proprioceptive, and somatosensory sensations. Such subjects will experience sensations corresponding to a drastically altered body plan of significantly larger size than a human being. This body plan appears to have at least 7 limbs, 3 tail-like appendages, no head or analogous appendage, and is asymmetric.
Oh, are they like channeling the fucking Jabberwocky?
That is I think so, and that is an extremely good guess for like halfway through the...
It's galumphing on the floor.
They be galumphing.
And because it's a decapitated Jabberwocky, so...
Damn.
Alice, cuts off its head. Subjects will claim to experience.
I think the
feeling of light rain
original
on their
Alice in
body.
Wonderland is cooler than I thought, because I think I only saw the Disney movie, and I was like, this is kind of lame. And I think it was way more hardcore.
It was like a whole bunch of stories. It wasn't just one. I think Lewis Carroll wrote a bunch of stuff.
Wait, what the fuck? Tan never told me about this. I was like, Alice in
Why would I
Wonderland
have told you about
mid.
this?
I was like, it's kind of mid and overrated. And you're like, well, it was the first to do weird
also,
stuff.
Like there are a lot of really disturbing ones as well. Like that's the kids one, but
Yeah.
I wonder if the Disney version is like takes out all the weird elements, but there's like a whole. There's loads of actual disturbing, like surreal.
Can you give me like a list of like parts of Alice of that universe I need to read so I can like get into this shit? Because that's cool as fuck.
I'm not a Alice in Wonderland head, but I will do a bit of research.
I'm sure someone in the comments will be that can help me. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, exactly. Some like English lit student.
You know what? I just realized Alice in Wonderland heads were probably like not the boomer, but maybe like the millennial or like Gen X version of fucking emos. No, because millennials had emos.
When it was coming out, Alice in Wonderland was probably kind of like Aetherial Space.
Yeah, no one really cared. Does that mean Aetherial Space won't blow up till Tan fucking bites it?
No, yeah, when he dies.
Damn. Tan, honey, I have to do this for the sake of the series. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wait, where was I?
Subjects will not be able to perceive any of their bodies.
Oh yeah, subjects will not be able to perceive any of their bodies' somatosensory or proprioceptive sensations during this time. Subjects will claim to experience the feeling of light rain on their body and wet leaves on the ground. The subject's other senses are not affected, and this can be highly disorientating and distressing for those affected. This effect does not cease.
And so distressed.
Yeah, it would be really highly. Oh my god, it would be so distressing.
Damn.
This effect does not cease when...
disturbing.
Oi! Let him read, Tan!
Sorry, I'll let him cook.
Bloody hell.
This effect does not cease when you've used 8 out of your 10 interruptions.
Oh,
Contracted interruptions. This effect does not cease when contact with SCP-1871 is broken, but can instead last for several hours after exposure. A further 10% of all subjects exposed to the SCP will not undergo anomalous sensory disturbances upon contact.
Is there like an in-universe reason why it's only 1% of all people, or is it just like random?
I think it might just be like random.
Okay.
Or it could be, I mean, this is just me speculating. It could be like people more connected with Wonderland. Because, you know,
people who've read the series.
Well, Alice wasn't, I think, the only human who ever went there.
Yeah.
Canonically. So.
I have a whole lot to learn about this fucking universe. Yeah. I thought it was one book.
I'm just imagining a meme of like Wizard of Oz versus Alice in Wonderland. It's like kids have Berta and Alice, and it's like, no, it's real monster.
No, Alice in Wonderland is better than Wizard of Oz.
Oh, for sure. Wizard of Oz is kind of like way overrated, and I blame society for that.
A further 10% of all subjects exposed to the SCP will not undergo anomalous sensory disturbances upon contact with the object. However, upon swinging the object, the stroke will appear to occur instantaneously without SCP-1871 or the wielder's arms moving through any of the intervening space. So kind of like the Bruno Serena shield sword.
Yeah! This is literally Bruno Serena. Tan stole them.
My lawyers are going to be in fucking touch.
Following this, SCP-1871 will appear to be coated in a viscous purple liquid chemically identical to the residue found on the sword. Full chemical analysis, see data redacted. The subject will experience feelings of elation following the swing, but will shortly thereafter begin to experience feelings of mild discomfort around the SCP, and will develop a mild aversion towards interacting with the object. Due to these anomalous properties, it is highly difficult, although possible, for such a subject to physically damage another object or being with SCP-1871. Addendum. Note recovered from data expunged, considered of relevance to the SCP. Anybody want to read this?
Richard. Oh, go ahead.
Richard. I have a very different voice. I complain about your self-indulgence, but I suppose it did the job.
Look, he's British now. It changed all of a sudden.
Now he's like,
sorry, I turned off my limiter. I thought you'd want it back. You made it after all.
Cardinal entity, 80%.
That, and I can't help but think that the blade itself has been somehow affected. It feels as if the balance is all wrong now, and I feel a little sick when I look at it. Reminds me of the whole sorry affair. Yours sincerely, William Ashton.
Who's Jay? Who's Jay Ashton?
Shut up. It's not nobody.
Can I tell you this
don't
as
think
someone
there-
who's not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy, and as someone who never got into Five Nights at Freddy lore videos, I can't stand fucking hearing William Afton memes because I see so goddamn many on the internet, and I don't give a fuck.
Imagine if we thought this was like an Alice in Wonderland thing, and then the final note was from William.
If I hear the fucking Living Tombstone remix, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. I can't
And
take
it's
it anymore.
like,
Fucking
thanks
hate
for-
Five Nights at Freddy so much.
I mean, you know there hasn't been a Five Nights at Freddy's SCP,
Don't
which is like
shut up,
extremely impressive.
and almost edit this out.
Yeah, what do you think of this?
13 out of 10. I liked it. It was fun. Well, I can't really justifiably give it a 13 out of 10 because it's still a little vague. I'll give it like an 11 out of 10.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. It's a little bit magic item, but it's a fun magic item.
Yeah, but you know what? A magic item's a
it's
nice
very
change of
good.
pace from like a fucking 10,000 word deep dive.
Shut the hell up. Stop punching.
Yeah, that's
Not that there's anything
yeah.
bad with 10,000 word deep dives. I'm not like one of those, modern SCP suck,
know,
but like you read so many of them and it's nice to go back to the simple shit.
the first SCP I wrote is 11k words, and it is a deep dive.
You are a fucking wanker.
Well,
I love you though, Land. You know that, right?
yeah.
You're my bud. Despite all the shit I give you for perceiving you as angry, I enjoy you in our community. You're a big part of it, and I appreciate having you around.
Thank you. I enjoy you being a part of the community, and I don't know what the community would be without you.
Better, for sure. But
Better.
you want to read some comments with me?
1 sec.
You mean with us, right?
Sneaks out the back door. I think
Yeah,
my...
if you just refresh the page, then
Oh, did you get your
Left
comment
go.
in before?
no, I posted this like a few days ago.
It says 8 seconds ago. I can see it.
Okay.
All right.
Mine doesn't say that.
All right. So,
Mine
first
says, like,
comment
12
from
hours ago.
Lan says, predictions. Darnell will rate the first article 13 out of 10, no notes. The second article 12 out of 10. The third article 11 out of 10. Wow.
Oh, no
Wow.
fucking way! Wait,
How do you get
I can't believe I got that right.
it was written
like-
8 seconds ago.
For me, it says like 12 hours ago. You probably
Oh,
just,
fuck
like,
off.
kept the page open.
You daft motherfucker. Sobek says, can't believe Darnell and Tanoni didn't recognize Crocat's iconic "Hey buddy" catchphrase.
What-
Shameful, really.
What is that voice?
That's my impression of a British person. For
It's
Sobek.
that's so mean on Sobek.
No, Sobek has a
Sobek's
way
voice is
more
actually-
handsome and deep voice, and it's
Yeah,
like,
Sobek's voice is actually so
it's
smooth.
enchanting. If he read Aetheral Space, I would immediately be kicked off as the narrator.
Yeah, Tan. If you do Aetheral Space audiobook, you got commission Sobek.
That would make me cry. Not because it's like wrong, but just because I feel like I'm the voices of the characters now.
Yeah,
It would
no one else. Can
it
do
would
it.
take away a core part of my identity.
Yeah, get like Tom Holland and like Timothy Chalamet.
Tom Holland!
Tom Holland is regarded.
Tom Holland is God, fuck off! Patrick
Who would
Warburton
Zendaya
as
be?
Skipper.
Zendaya would be
Zendaya is
no,
Ruth.
Zendaya would be Serena.
No, because remember Zendaya would also have to play Bruno then.
Okay, but who would Anya Taylor-Joy be?
Anna Taylor-Joy
Paradise Harry.
would be Helga probably.
Okay, and the Supreme would be The Rock.
Supreme would be fuck off!
Hierarchy of power.
This is reminding me of all these memes I've seen about the Zelda movie coming out and people doing like the bits. So we're giving swords to kids now.
Wait, if
Okay,
the
so that's
Supreme
what
is
we're
The Rock-
doing.
Oh wait, no, I can't actually. That's a spoiler. I can't.
Alright. Nox Stella says, Crowcat! I wonder if the boat doesn't like rivers because vampires often have an aversion to running water. Nice.
LOL.
Right.
Wait, you gotta read Crocus reply.
Do I have to?
It's
You must.
important.
He says instead of rivers, it can't cross lava because it's already aquatic and lava is more pure than water.
Great.
Real surreal, sir. I usually don't read replies because like people reply a lot sometimes and it gets like too much if we set that precedent. Real surreal, sir says most hypeable guest in DSCP thus far. So true.
Just you wait.
Just,
Just
yeah,
you
just
wait.
you fucking wait. I actually really, I'm gonna be real in. I enjoyed having you on way more than I thought I would. It was a blast. You have
I
good
thought you were
chemistry.
gonna say way more than Crocat, and I was like,
No,
what
no,
why
no. That
you
would be
say
fucked
that?
up. Like I thought there would be a lot more
That-
antagonism,
Like,
but I
why would
really,
you say that?
I've really enjoyed having you on.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed fulfilling this part of the contract.
The coldest thing
Um,
you could have said was, "I didn't enjoy having you on."
I was thinking of making like a
I'll talk with my new co-host about having you back on next week, Darnell.
Yeah, Darnell, we'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, you know what I've been saying for a while. Maybe it would be best if you did replace me. You can have LAN on.
No,
It's like two British people.
No. This is like when somebody says like, "Oh yeah, I'm so bad. I don't deserve to like anything," and then the person you're like hanging out with is like, "Yeah, that's true." That's how it feels right now. It's like we made that joke, and you're like, "Oh yeah, guys, I should just leave the podcast. It'd be better without me." And like trying to get us to make you feel better.
You don't need to get me to feel better.
No.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to. I'm not baiting your compliments. What do you think, Lan? This is a job interview.
Good. I think you could be part-time co-host. Maybe maybe we'll step it up if you like prove that you're, a good worker, punctual.
Is this the Dr. Han
good communication skills?
We'll have you work your way back up. Prove you can handle it.
I don't know who that is.
I am a co-host. This meme is like 2 months old.
Still makes me laugh.
Okay, who's reading Crocat's very heartfelt and long comment?
Crocat says, "Geez, that Crocat feller kept the
Can we get some Barry music in for this?
Make sure it's copyright free, please. For the love of God.
Check the Bleach soundtrack. I think you'll find some tracks that you like there.
Who DM'd me? Someone said, I think it would be cool if we had a second Darnell and put him in the fry batter and took him out, and it would be like Han Solo trapped in carbonite. They DM'd me that.
DM'd you this?
Yeah.
Who DM'd me that?
And then he posted a picture of Han Solo in carbonite. This is my friend.
That must have been Han, honey.
No, it was just a friend of mine.
Wait, so you're saying one of your friends sent you a thing about replacing you?
Yeah, well, they didn't use Darnell. They used my real name. But basically, they said, I think it would be cool if we put you in fry batter and took you out like Han Solo in carbonite.
That's kind of like dinner party, because they put them in wax.
Wow.
That's kind of relevant.
You're right. I am dinner party. Anyway, Crocat says, I kind of want to read this in the voice of Morty because of the first line, but I feel like that would ruin the message.
Can't. Yeah, you can't.
Crocat says, geez, that Crocat feller keeps derailing the reading. /J. In all seriousness, thanks so much for having me on, guys. It was a lot of fun bantering and chatting about domesticated Sesame Street characters and old writing experiences, and also reading some articles here and there. The thing I said at the beginning about how this community changed my life wasn't a joke, by the way, and I want to take this time to talk about it a bit. I've been alone in one form or another for most of my life, partly due to circumstance and partly due to myself. When I was a kid, I was content to just play by myself and do my own thing. In middle school, my social anxiety convinced me that I shouldn't talk or make friends during school time, and I've always had trouble figuring out how to talk to others or initiate conversations. I've had a few friends in the past, but it's only ever one person I can find during a period of my life, and we end up not hanging out too much due to schedule differences or other stuff, and often slowly drift apart. I have fun with my family and I love them dearly, but none of them like the things I've liked, and when they do try to engage in my interests, they usually hate it. I was alone, but I didn't know what it felt like to not be alone. Similar to how someone born blind might want to have sight. It sounds cool, and you'd like to have it, but you've never experienced it, so you can't feel its absence. I've always wanted to have friends I talk to every day that I can relate to and talk like it's no problem and we just click together, but I didn't know what that was like, so I couldn't feel too beat up about it. Then, in September of 2021, my interest in SCP came back. And because discovering SCP was something I tried listening to before I lost interest, I decided to pick it back up. Binged it, worked up the courage to join the server, and awkwardly interacted with everyone for around a month long. I really think joining VC with Orchid and Guare that one day and forming our goofy little book club was the turning point that led me to grow closer with everyone here. I started wanting to talk more, hang out with people more. I found people that shared my interests, and not just in SCP, but other stuff like animations and games. Eventually there came a point where I would just start randomly tearing up during the day. I think my brain was so used to not having companionship that when I finally got it, I didn't know how to process it or something. Though there were times it would happen because I just suddenly think, I have friends now. I was the happiest I'd ever been in my life. I've told people in this community things I've never told anyone before, experienced things I've never experienced before. I feel like I've truly grown as a person from having met you all. LAN, for making me passionate about writing and being my best friend. Oh, LAN.
Oh, I'm actually gonna cry.
LAN, are you a good lad?
So nice. This is just so amazing.
If we were in real life, I would put my arm around your shoulders and you know that thing where you jerk it around, pull you in?
Yeah,
noogie.
well,
I gotta look
I
at
have
you,
thorns
guy.
4, so I don't think that would be a good idea.
You're what?
I have thorns 4 on my
Thorn?
skin.
What the fuck?
Wait, have
should
you
get that
never played
checked out.
Minecraft?
Oh, sorry, I didn't get your Minecraft
Oh, this
joke.
guy's never played Minecraft.
You know, I played Minecraft before most of you guys were fucking able to walk.
Yeah, before
Goddamn
thorns was added to the game.
Thorns.
Anyway, Darnell for
Anyway,
helping me through
oh.
life stuff and being someone I can always turn to when I'm lost.
Oh.
That did psychic damage. Ooh,
Psychic
heart.
healing, you mean?
My heart. It's like, whoa. And Banker for being a wonderful friend and someone I can tell anything to. And there's Quaker, and Sobek, and Jete, and Guare, and Orchid, and Wendigo, and Rotsboss, and everyone. You've all changed my life for the better, and I will cherish our friendships for the rest of my days. Thank you, DSCP. I love you. Password, hey buddy!
Oh.
Also,
Oh,
first
very
guy to
loud.
get the password in, so good job.
Yeah, the rest of them didn't
Fucking
lie
Land
when
didn't
they
even
say
do
they
the
read it.
password.
Oh, yeah.
That hit my heart deep in a way that I don't, because I'm in goofy mode right now for the podcast, and then I just had that awkward exchange with Land prior to this, so I don't really know now how to react to this. But that took a lot of vulnerability and courage. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we were able. Our like silly. You know, like, I probably told this story a million times, not trying to make it about us, but, like, when Tan and I fucking decided to do this thing, we never thought it would get to this point. We never really thought we would have, like, an impact on people's lives or form a community. We just were like, oh, it'll be something fun to do. And the fact that we, like, have friends now in the server, and, like, Crowcat, you feel like a core fucking part of it, by the way. Same to you, Lan. And that there's, like, this sense of community where people can, like, spend time with each other and exchange thoughts and talk about their interests, and it's fucking crazy. I never would have in a million years guessed we'd be capable of like doing something like this, and I'm so glad we were able to touch your life in such a positive way. And I hope that you continue to take these lessons forth and experience this both on the server and in your real life. I hope this will help you with making friends as well in your real life. And wow, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. I'm like, there's a lot of jumbled up stuff in my chest right now, but thank you. Whew.
Oh.
What do you think, Tan?
Well,
What would you rate this comment?
13 out of 10, 14 out of 10, 15 out of 10. Fuck
Oh,
the rating
no
system.
way.
He's converted.
Just this
Crowcat, you
once.
made him destroy the rating system.
Just this once.
My favorite bit is like when I give my thoughts on something, I say, "What do you do, Tan?" Then there's a pause and he goes, "Well, I guess I would agree." And then it's just like,
Yeah.
one of these days I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
I
Tan give his
think
thoughts first, and then I get to not think.
Well, you go into such a details. Anything I can say will just be a repeat of part of what you said.
I'll let you go first from now on. I promise. Oh man,
Okay.
I don't promise. I take that back. I love going
He's a
first.
liar.
Man, at least I was truthful about taking back my promise. I unpromise. If you cancel a promise before the time when you would have to follow through on it, does it count?
I don't fucking know.
I wasn't listening.
Oh my god, fuck you. Alright, Lan, I'm demoting you.
Well, no, I was actually thinking to myself, when I don't say anything,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like I'm listening to a live podcast episode. It's weird because you guys, like, obviously I've listened to the podcast a lot, and so I haven't been in the podcast. So when I was just like not talking, I was just like thinking, it's weird that this is happening like at the moment. I'm not listening to a recording.
You thought that was
weird
I actually did used to listen to our
I broke
podcast
the
a
barrier.
lot in the early days. Like, I remember, I think our first episode, even though it was clearly our worst, I probably listened to like 15 times. Because I used to be a janitor and I'd play stuff while I was at work and I'd go over and be like, hey, we could edit this or this. Or I'd just be like, oh, this sounds good.
Cool.
But
Before
ever
you
since
had it
Anomalous
edited.
took over editing, I don't usually listen back to our podcast. Like, I'll play it back to make sure there's
why
no
wouldn't you?
obvious sound errors or something. Or like if he says, hey, I put in a thing at X point, I'll go look at that. But like, I don't listen to it nearly as much anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because when I do, I just think to myself, I already know what happened.
Well, and before you didn't.
Yeah. An Anomalous writer says, the vampire boat got some very good visuals, saving for later. Also, hey buddy, ah! That's how I do the little
Well-
D smile face.
Interesting.
Wait, Banker Paul commented. I thought you left the community.
Me too. Fuck you, by the
Yeah.
way. I had a whole bit with Banker about that. Because, like, the only reason I got thrown off is because Banker did some shit like that with Orchid before, so I thought it was something like that where you were, like, talking through him.
Banker messaged me and told me that, because I wasn't aware of the bit he did with Orchid. I thought it would be obvious. I was just...
No, we thought he was, like, communicating through you, that he was, like, getting deployed or something.
The reason why I mean, I guess it kind of worked, because the reason why I wrote all the shit before, like, oh yeah, Tanhoney, do you want to read this comment? Like, actually in the comment, oh wait, this is Bankables' comment, is because I thought if you read it out, like, without stopping, then the listeners who are not actually looking at the comment to see who wrote it will think Bankable wrote it. Okay. It was actually extremely clever, but...
Interesting.
Banker, except you forget the part where we always say X said Y first. Banker Paul says...
No, I did. I included that because you said LAN said, and then in my comment I said, wait, that's wrong, Banker said.
I get where you were going for, but it was fucked up.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Banker Paul says, Crowcat! Clap, 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 clap. I'm not actually clapping because it doesn't often capture on the mic. I fucking love Crowcat. So do I, but you don't love him as much as I do. It's competitive now. Password. Hey, buddy. Password and legitimate smile. Very good episode this week.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Anyway, imagine posting a comment impersonating Banker Paul. That'd be pretty crazy, right? I don't know how to read emojis other than smile, so I just make noises based on the vibe I get from them.
That was very good.
Quaker Button Nose 128 says, Crowcat episode! Comedy Man Kelp says, what an elucidating episode.
Don't you mean one elucidating episode?
Oh, you're right. Fuck.
What slaps in the face?
Elucidating. Orchid Stream says, no one loves women more than Crowcat. Excuse me? Sorry, Crowcat loves women. Too much. Password says, hey, buddy. Guare SCP says, Cat Crow! Hey, buddy! And Dinkledang says, yay, Crowcat.
Go do a Spanish accent. Guare.
Hang on, I have to think about how to get into this. A Spanish accent. Cat Crow! Hey, buddy. No, that's not really quite right. How do I do it?
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, it needs work. I haven't had to do a quote-unquote Spanish accent or tone since I fucking did Spanish in, like, my first year of college and in high school. I haven't really thought about it.
Oh, wow. I'm going to start including more emojis in my comments because I think it's very funny the way you talk.
Because, you know, like, when you do another language, you can't really speak it the way you do English. You can't be like, Mira! Iyo? Or, that's a bad one. But you know what I mean? I can't remember a sentence in Spanish right now. Like, you have to kind of fit the vibe of how you speak it, but I haven't had to do that in a while.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, yo soy Tingo. You wouldn't be like, yo soy Tingo!
That's a good Spanish accent.
Yo soy Tingo.
Well done.
Hola, mamacita. That's...
I'm just imagining Guare saying that.
Yeah, I was going to say Guare at a bar picking up women.
Yeah.
Like, hola, mamacita.
Guare, you're listening to this episode right now. Put your best Spanish pickup line.
Yeah, and then we'll read it next time. Actually, that's the password this week, is put up your best pickup line, and I will read it as seductively as I can.
And if you know a different language, do it in the different language.
Well, don't do that, because I can't read every language.
No, it would be really fun. No, the YouTube, I swear it has a translate option.
I don't know about that.
It does.
I'll do my best, but don't be offended if I do it wrong in another language. It's not meant to be ignorant. It's because I don't know them all.
Yeah, it's because he's racist.
Okay. This is like the fourth time this has happened. Am I actually racist or something? What is going on? I'm not racist. I'm just a human trying their best. Racist. Oh, Lord.
Your best isn't good.
Anyway, before we close out of here, Lan, any thing you want to plug or closing remarks?
Yeah. By the time this episode comes out, there's a chance me and Crowcat's collaboration contest entry for the international wikis LawCon may be out, so read it. If it's not out, then read it when it comes out. And if you don't want to read it, then I don't know, leave a nice comment on this episode. Thank you.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. I had a ton of fun with you.
Yeah, me too.
Really fun.
It was good. I would love to have you on again sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Thanks
just a
for
shame.
reading out like the script. Like
There
you-
was no script.
from-
Don't listen to him.
Your team should have mentioned that we don't talk about the script.
I literally asked him
Oh.
if he wanted us to do a special intro, and he's like, "I don't have anything in mind." That's as much script as we do on any given episode.
Yeah, just
Wait,
you don't
if you-
need to read the we didn't mention the script. We like to pretend it's all sort of off the cuff, you know.
Can you fuck off, Dan?
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah.
confuse people.
No,
There is
sorry.
no
Yeah. No,
script.
I get it.
All right.
Yeah. If
You
there's a
know
breach
what?
of contract, then
Yeah.
I'm ending the
No, it's not
episode.
that serious. It's just like maybe
Ignore
talk
these
to your manager.
fuckers. There is no script.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get
Okay,
it.
this is a good podcast. It's all off the cuff. If we had a script, don't you think it would be funny and more engaging? Come on,
No.
guys.
Wait. Would you write it or would Tan write it?
If we had a script, Tan couldn't write it because there would be too many eyes widen and aether flares. It would be a problem. People would know.
to their utmost.
Yeah, to their utmost. I think Blur had for a while an eyes widen counter, and I think he stopped doing it because it was like quickly getting higher than the number of chapters.
Oh my god.
Had to cut it down. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll listen. No, sorry. We'll see. No, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.